The Pentagon war planners have rightfully said that 90% of modern warfare is informational. That's why it's more important than ever that all of you watching subscribe on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter at Real Alex Jones, because InfoWars is the front line of the fight. And without your help and support, we will fail. With your support and with your prayers, we will be victorious against the globalists together.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. I'm here with Owen Schroyer. We're going to have Mike Cernovich in the next segment with us. I want to talk quickly about what's going on with Obamacare. And, of course, Mitch McConnell has said that they are going to have a vote, even though we've already had 3 senators come out and say, on the Republican side, come out and say that they're not going to vote for a straight-up repeal. And 2 of those senators have already voted for the exact same thing, a straight-up repeal. Back in 2015, when they knew it wasn't going to happen with Obama and it was safe, they could play both sides of the fence. They could tell the Republican voters, hey, you know, we're for repealing Obamacare, but then they knew it really wasn't going to happen. You have to understand that this is being done for the insurance companies. Rand Paul understands that. He said that back in, they used to make $6 billion a year, the insurance companies. He says now they're up to $15 billion a year in profit. He knows precisely what this is. We had Paul Ryan as the vice presidential running mate of Mitt Romney, a guy who had put through Romneycare, which is basically the same as Obamacare. They're identical. He did that in Massachusetts with Ted Kennedy. And so it was a given that the establishment was going to get, for the insurance companies, they were going to get Obamacare. And then in return, they were going to get control over our health care. And that's one of the key things when we look at the Republican plans. They were going to retain this health czar that we have, the HHS secretary that's going to be controlling our health care from Washington. That's no solution, folks. To give the government more control and to leave that control in the hands of a health czar is not a solution. But you have to understand that this is nothing other than crony capitalism. Let's listen to Rand Paul talking about this and what may be ahead in terms of a repeal vote that is coming up.
What I'm calling a victory is not the defeat of the plan. What I'm calling a victory is that we will get to vote on a clean repeal. I've been advocating that we repeal Obamacare, all of it, and we're at least going to get a vote on a partial repeal, and that is a victory because I wasn't in favor of an insurance company bailout. The previous bill had about $180 billion to give to insurance companies. Look, insurance companies have gotten rich on Obamacare. They used to make $6 billion a year in profit. They're now up to $15 billion a year in profit. We shouldn't be giving any taxpayer money to insurance companies, so I objected to that, but I'm actually in favor of and will vote to go to the clean repeal that's being proposed now.
Okay, so that vote is going to be coming up according to McConnell, even though they've had 3 senators say they're not going to support this, and that'd be enough to tank it if 3 Republicans jump ship. McConnell says they're still going to go on record. They're going to have a vote on that repeal bill early next week, according to Mitch McConnell. Now, those senators who have said that they're not going to support it, we have Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. They were throwing all kinds of money at her. Remember, we talked about all the pork that was being embedded in this and how they still had hundreds of millions of dollars more money that they could hand out as special favors to senators. One of the key senators that was getting a lot of money was Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. She had voted for repeal before, but now she's not voting for repeal. And then there was the West Virginia senator, Shelley Moore Capito, West Virginia. She is the Rockefeller replacement. She says, I'm not going to hurt the American people. I didn't come to Washington to hurt the American people. No, she went to Washington to make money for the insurance companies and the bankers, just like the Rockefellers were there in Washington to do that. Meanwhile, we've got Senate Republicans now saying, I think we're going to do a bipartisan healthcare talks with the Democrats. See, they don't want to get rid of Obamacare. That's the key thing, isn't it, Owen?
Well, and I'm starting to think that the only person that should be allowed to talk about this and do any work in this is Rand Paul. He's the only one that makes any sense. He, as far as I can tell, he's the only one that has any experience in the field. There might be somebody else with some experience in the healthcare field, but he obviously is one of the only ones with that experience, plus his father. You consider that too.
Yeah, they're both doctors.
Yeah, so
and they both are libertarians.
But nobody wants to hear from them. Nobody wants to hear from them. But, you know, I'm going to make a prediction. I'm betting you that within the next year, the Democrats don't call it Obamacare. I bet you that the Democrats want to separate that name and Obama and that legacy from this healthcare bill that is collapsing. I'm making that prediction right now because it's totally failed. They can't deny it anymore. They want to separate Obama from this failed bill.
And that's the danger if they do any kind of little rearranging of the deck chairs on this Titanic. They're going to pin that, whatever it is that they do, they're going to say that's why it failed, that house of cards. We'll be right back. Mike Cernovich.
In ancient times, man roamed the earth in a constant state of hunting or being hunted. Introducing Caveman, where cutting-edge science meets ancient super nutrients. Secure your bottle right now at InfoWarsStore.com.